The 2025 MotoGP season has entered a dominant new chapter. Not led by a rising star or reigning title holder, but by the very rider many had counted out just 2 years back. At 32, Marc Marquez is once again rewriting the sport's legacy. In Brno, he didn't just win, he obliterated the competition to seize his 5th straight Grand Prix victory. That triumph sent a shockwave through the paddock, silencing even his harshest critics. But here's the real headline. It wasn't just 5 wins back-to-back. It was also his 8th full race victory of the season, his 11th sprint win in 12 attempts, and a staggering 120-point championship lead, the biggest in more than a decade. With only 10 weekends left on the calendar, Marquez isn't just leading, he's tightening the grip on this title race. Let's dissect how Ducati's number 93 dismantled the field at Brno, leaving rivals in his wake, both physically and psychologically. The weekend was already crackling with tension. Tire pressure debates, veteran returns, and intense teammate rivalries. Sunday's full race added even more pressure. Marquez didn't start on pole, that belonged to Pecco Bagnaia. But as we've seen all season, being ahead of Marc early often doesn't matter for long. The opening laps were frantic. Pecco led into turn 1, while Marc attempted to recreate his sprint race move at turn 3, only to be smartly countered. That moment allowed Aprilia's Marco Bezzecchi to pounce. Despite suffering crashes earlier in the weekend, he displayed sheer brilliance, diving past both factory Ducatis in just a couple of corners, overtaking Marquez at turn 5, then Bagnaia before the first lap ended. His daring pass on Fabio Quartararo at turn 3 earlier in the lap was a race-defining moment. "I took all the risk into that corner," Bezzecchi told MotoGP.com. "Going outside on Fabio was crazy, but I had to. Otherwise, the front tire would have cooked." That move gave him control, at least temporarily. From lap 2 to 7, Bezzecchi led with confidence, while Marquez stalked silently behind. Watching, waiting. On lap 8, Marquez struck again at turn 3, this time making it count. Bezzecchi tried to respond, but Marc was locked in. By lap 13, the gap was 1.5 seconds. By lap 16, it stretched to 2. Marquez even backed off in the final laps, yet still finished with a 1.75 3-second cushion. This marked Grand Prix victory number 74 Marquez, and more notably, a 5th consecutive win on a Ducati, something even Stoner and Bagnaia never accomplished. But perhaps more astonishing is the consistency. 5 straight weekends of 37 points, combining sprint and Sunday wins. That's 185 points over 5 rounds, complete devastation. "I'm really enjoying it," Marc beamed post-race. "When you have the pace and manage the race well, it's an amazing feeling. The team gave me the bike I needed, I just rode it." Meanwhile, chaos unfolded behind him. Bezzecchi, after his aggressive start, had to go into tire management mode. Marc had more in the tank, he admitted. "Once he passed, I stayed focused on saving my tire so I could hold off Pedro Acosta." KTM's star rider returned to the podium for the first time since the 2024 Thai GP for Acosta. It was a crucial breakthrough, both personally and for KTM, who had battled financial troubles, internal conflict, and underperforming bikes early in the year. The friction with his team had been clear. But at Brno, something clicked. "2 podiums this weekend is huge," Acosta told TNT Sports. "The start of the year was a mess, but we fought through it and now we're seeing results." Acosta finished second in the sprint and chased Bezzecchi for much of Sunday before defending against a hard-charging Pecco in the final laps. Third place felt like a win, especially with KTM's home race up next in Austria. "We pushed the tires too hard early trying to hang with Marc," Acosta admitted. "Pecco was quick at the end, but when you see an opportunity like this, you don't let go." Bagnaia, who had pole and led early, fell back after being passed by both Marquez and Bezzecchi. He only found pace again at the end. But it was too late. His desperate final lap move failed. And the two-time world champion had to settle for fourth, now trailing Marc by a massive 168 points. "It's frustrating," Pecco said. "We had good pace in practice, but in the race, I lost rhythm again. I went for it on the last lap, but honestly, the damage was done earlier." Another standout performance came from Raul Fernandez, who achieved a career-equaling best MotoGP finish in fifth, ahead of Fabio Quartararo, who had started third but faded in both races. Quartararo left Brno with mixed feelings. Behind them, Jorge Martin made a quietly strong return, having missed multiple races due to injury and contract issues with Aprilia. From 12th on the grid, he climbed to 7th, finishing just over 15 seconds from the lead, his first full race since Qatar. "Honestly, I didn't think I'd be this close," Martin said. "It felt emotional to finish. I'm not fully fit yet, but this was a big step forward." The rest of the top 10 was tightly contested. Brad Binder emerged 8th after a fierce battle with Paul Espargaro and Jack Miller. Espargaro overtook Miller late to grab 9th, with Jack rounding out the top 10. But rookie Fermin Aldeguer, who initially placed 8th, was bumped to 11th due to a post-race 3-second penalty for a clash with Miguel Oliveira at turn 7. Both riders were furious. I was already leaned over, and Fermin just forced it. Oliveira fumed. "He pushed me off." Aldeguer was confused. "I didn't even touch him." No warning. Then boom, penalty after the race. Stewards cited it as an unsafe move that caused Oliveira to lose 5 spots. But the race's most dramatic incident involved Alex Marquez and Joan Mir. On lap 2, Alex made a hesitant move at turn 12 that ended with both him and Mir crashing out. Mir, who's been the victim of several incidents this season, was visibly angry. "It's not bad luck," Mir said. "It's this bike. We're underpowered. I brake later to compensate, but that makes me a target." He compared the situation to his Suzuki days and warned, "If we don't fix this bike, this'll keep happening." Alex took full blame. "I wasn't even going for a pass, just seeing if it was possible. I lost the front. I'm really sorry." The stewards gave Alex a long lap penalty for the next round in Austria. So where does the championship stand? Marquez now holds 381 points, a full 120 ahead of his brother Alex in second. Pecco is third with 213. Bezzecchi's stunning Brno outing puts him fourth, 57 behind Pecco. But let's be honest, this isn't a championship fight anymore. Not in 2025. What we're witnessing is history unfolding. Marquez is on the path to a 7th MotoGP crown. His dominance is relentless, his confidence unwavering, and his connection with the Ducati unmatched. 5 consecutive weekends with 37-point hauls, a perfect streak. If he repeats that just 3 more times, he could mathematically secure the title early. Brno had every reason to shake things up. New surface, high tire wear, factory rivalries, and yet the outcome was the same. Marc Marquez alone at the summit. Once unsure if he'd race again, he's now crafting one of sport's greatest comebacks. 5 straight wins, 11 sprint victories, and a Ducati fairy tale that's become a Marquez masterpiece. Austria is next, KTM's home, where Acosta might dream big. But this season, make no mistake, it belongs to one man, Marc Marquez.